Hello everyone, this is D here, and today we are going to be reviewing Genlock Season 1, Episode 4. Before you get into this review, note there is going to be massive spoilers for this episode, so please watch the episode now before you get into this particular episode, because it is going to be massive spoilers for what happened in this week's episode. But Rooster Teeth, you knew that we were gonna like Cammy. You knew, you deeply knew. And now knowing what has happened to her, or what we think could happen, I'm gonna write a strong song. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna write a strong letter, but let's talk about the ending of this week episode first, because I want to go right into that, talk about what exactly happened. So, they had a little bit of a mission going on, because they had a little bit of code red that was going on, because the Union was going to try to get rid of the ether, basically try to dismantle it. Only to find out what was actually behind the scenes with it. Even though they were trying to get rid of it, there were still some lackeys and whatnot. But Chase definitely noticed that there was way less enemies than before. And, well, there's an evil mech. Okay, there's an evil mech. Like, we knew from the poster and the trailer a lot of stuff. Like, the evil mech was going to come in at some point, and now it's here, so it's not going to be spoilers anymore. But the big thing of this episode, one of our heroes got hurt. Well, the mech got hurt, not themselves. We don't know if themselves got hurt quite yet. That's still like up in the air as to what exactly happened. But Cammy's like head mech, like the mech of the head, got ripped off. We also noticed a little chip. Now we don't know what this chip exactly does, but we can predict a few things here. We can predict a few things from what this chip could exactly do. One, this chip is a embodiment of the body and the mind. And, well, the body and the mech, to say. So if you destroy this chip, you could potentially destroy the body and the mech. Both at the times, which would not be a good thing. It's definitely not a good thing for sure. So the enemy was very focused on getting into that chip. But obviously, Chase was there to stop him before he could possibly kill Cammy, even without getting to the body. So that it was very close. We got some awesome action in this week's episodes, a mech on mech fight. After 4 episodes later, we finally get to that whole stuff that have been promised for a while. We finally got it, and it was really good. It was a whole dark atmosphere to it, and it was very nerve-wracking, to say the least, of what could actually happen to our character here. Let's just hope it doesn't cause any brain damage or nothing that terrible, because that would suck. That would really suck. But I think there probably is going to be some consequences for Cammy here. I don't know what they exactly could be, but there's likely going to be some, at least a few consequences, probably to the brain and whatnot. But we'll see what happens in episode 5, because episode 5 is definitely going to explain what the fuck just happened. Because they kind of left it off a little bit of a cliffhanger for us to really figure out for ourselves of what could physically happen to Cammy, but we'll see what happens in the next episode or so. Because we do have 4 left, so it's going to be very interesting to see what exactly just happened. Because holy shit, right? Because damn, like they knew. Rooster Teeth knew that we were going to like Cammy, as a character and whatnot. They knew. So they're like, hey, let's pull your heartstrings. Let's make him put in danger. Yay! Because, god damn it, like... But also, now I talked about my stuff with that. I really like that section of the episode. There's 2 sections here. Well, technically there's 3 sections. Before we get to the ether stuff, I want to talk about the training montage that we did get in this episode. We got to see like the day-to-day lives a little bit. So for what has been, we presume a couple of days or weeks that they have been going through this. They've been doing this a long time, training and training and training and training, not really getting a day off and whatnot. But that comes into play later. But we do get a lot of training in this week. We also get a new song too, which is very awesome. It's still a little bit weird seeing not Casey and Jeff doing it. It's a little bit weird. I'm still trying to get the feel for it. I love the music in the show, but I do admit it's a little bit strange to get a new musician for this. But we'll see how we all get used to it from time to time once we actually do get used to it. But but basically this part is just a training montage of what you expect. We get to see the improvements from the first time they trained. We get to see how they grow. Did they not grow? We do know that they really haven't grown that much. The one thing they do need to work on is communicating with each other. We got that from Miranda. She basically stated like during the talk with Julian that they really need to focus on communicating together, because if not, they're gonna get shredded out there. And Julian's like, "Fuck, man, like, hold on." But we get some nice little moments of him trying to pick up a one-liner and not really working out well. But then at the end, she's like, maybe try out one of those one-liners a little bit later. And he's like, yes. He didn't say that, but basically what I was probably thinking it was. Overall, I really like these two sections. But let's finally talk about the ether stuff. Oh my god, let's just say... Oh, I'm so happy they did that. Man. We also get a lot of real world stuff here. We get to talk about with gender fluid and stuff like that. It felt very natural in this whole thing. It didn't feel forced in. It was fine. It doesn't affect me because I'm not a part of that, so I didn't really care that much. I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. Like, hey, you get something for everyone, Like, everyone gets a little bit of piece of everything in this episode. We also get a lot of fan service in the ether, obviously. I get a lot of callbacks to the other shows. My favorite callback was definitely the Ruby outfits, because the characters here in Genlock got to be put in Ruby outfits, and I thought that was fucking great. That was absolutely hilarious. I was just laughing my fucking ass off. I was like, they fucking didn't just do that, and they did. I was like, thank you, Gray. I was like, oh man, like, since it's very interesting how the virtual reality is it's basically VR in a way. It's kind of like VR chat in a way. It's kind of what that is, the ether, but on a more grander scale. So it could potentially be SAO-esque in a way. It's kind of hard to know what the ether, like, we get a glimpse of it, but it's basically VR chat. Just upgraded tremendously. But that's basically what that is. It's basically VR chat, the ether. So it's basically a place to have some fun time, downtime, just relax and whatnot, be who you want to be in a way. So that's basically what happened in this week's episode. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to talk about other than the villain stuff, the ether stuff, and the training montage. Like, really the most important stuff is that Cammy's in danger. Let's hope nothing bad happens to her. Let's hope. But more than likely something is going to have some major consequences for her losing her head and the mech. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she's going to improve with this experience, to say the least. What exactly happened to her. Hopefully she's improved as a person and as a fighter. So it's going to be very interesting to see how she's going to go through it. But this has been Hunt Testy here. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm officially Daze. I'll see you all next time. Bye.